Good morning, everybody. So today I have a little bit of a different challenge for you. We're not going to do a workout per se, but I am going to give you a little challenge that I think will be good for you to do at least 3 days a week, in addition to the other workouts that hopefully you're doing that I'm videoing. So what I'd like you to do is I want to present to you a push-up challenge. And what you're going to do is, hopefully, is on a piece of paper, headed push-ups, and there's a column for the date, a column for the type of push-up, which I'll explain a little bit in a second, and the number of push-ups that you have done for that day. So the reason why I want to do a push-up is it's like the single best exercise you can do. If you had to pick one exercise that you could only do, you just had to pick one, it would be the push-up. And it gets the muscles here in the shoulder, in the back, and the ones under here, and the ones here, all in one little exercise. Okay, so that's what I want us to do 3 days a week. I do it myself 3 days a week. And I'm going to try to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And you're going to chart your progress, and hopefully if you do this consistently over a couple of weeks to a month, you will see an unbelievable progress that you're going to make. And the reason why, it's through this principle called the overload principle. So what you're going to do is you're going to do whichever push-up you choose to do, and I'll show you the different ones. You're going to do just about as many as you can to the point where you are working to that somewhat hard feeling inside your body, okay? That rating of perceived exertion that we call it. And what that's going to do is it's going to challenge the muscles to work a little bit further than they're normally used to. And then that little stress that you put on the muscles is going to cause them to adapt, to make new muscle cells and new neuromuscular patterns and stuff like that. And you're going to be able to do more and more. Okay? Let me see if there's anything else. And it's very important that you move to a point where it's almost a little bit uncomfortable. If you don't push your body, guess what? It's not going to grow as much as it could. So you're going to go ahead and work till that. You can do this the same thing with running, with almost anything you do. Studying for a test, get to the point where you don't quit immediately. You go ahead and push it beyond that limit. Okay, so let me demonstrate what the unperfect push-up is, which I do not want you to do, and that is with your elbows out like this and splaying out like that. That would not be good. Okay, so we don't want to do that with our hands this way. The other thing we don't want to do is have our hips drop down like this, and then all you're doing is working this hip joint and nothing with the upper body. So we don't want to do that. What the perfect push-up is hands about shoulder width apart, pointing forwards, and you're in that perfect plank position, and you're moving basically on the elbow down and up, down and up, all the way up horizontal to fully upright, and then down to just a couple inches away from the ground. Okay, and then you repeat that as many times as you can to what's a little bit hard. I don't want you to go way past to being exhausted. That's not going to be helpful. I want you to go to just a wee bit hard and let your body adapt to that stress. Now the problem is, what are you going to do if you cannot do a perfect push-up? Okay, so here's what you can do to progress to that perfect push-up. The first thing that you want to do is to find something that's a little bit elevated. It'll take some of the weight off of your arms. It'll make it a little bit easier, so you get a little bit of an inverted plank position like this, and you still do that perfect push-up. Elbows not out, in, and you're in that perfect plank position. Okay, and then you will work until you're somewhat uncomfortable. Once you've done that, then you step down to find something, maybe a step that's a little bit lower. So eventually you're going to work from this angle position to something that's maybe a little bit more elevated. Happen to have a little thing here where I can use. So I'm a little bit off the ground. And you can see my angle of my plank is a little bit more upright. And then eventually I'm going to go to the ground. The other thing you can do as you're working your way down is to get some kind of a ball. And you're going to put this basically under your chest, and you're going to work it like this. So you don't go down all the way, but nonetheless you're going down. Your positioning is perfect, and you go up. Okay, so that's basically 3 types. One where you're a pretty severe incline, a little bit less incline, assisted by the ball would be the 3rd one. Okay, and then eventually you're going to work towards doing your push-ups perfectly like this, and you're going to work until you're to the point where you're feeling that it's somewhat hard. Don't go too far past that. That's not going to be healthy for you. You can just do 1 set. You don't have to do many. But I'm really starting to feel it after a while. Okay, that's the idea. I guarantee if you do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and document it on a sheet, document it, you'll see your growth will be remarkable. Okay, the human body is really quite amazing as far as that, giving it a little stress, letting it adapt to it, and then seeing it grow. Okay, that'll be enough if you do that today. But then on Friday, what I'd like you to do is we'll have a Tabata workout, and you'll still do the Monday, Wednesday, Friday push-up challenge. Okay? And, you know, I'd really like to hear from you, so give me an email. Tell me where you're at. I'd like to chart your progress along with you, give you a little motivation as well. But your motivation truly is going to be when you see how you're going to develop, how you'll be able to do more and more as the days go on. Okay? So do it. Just get after it, and you'll see the progress.